Hi guys, David and David here from Payette4.com and Upphone.com, and in this video we're going to show you how to create a WordPress website step by step, including SEO.
We run websites that get over 1.5 million people a month, and we know what we're doing. I've built websites for local businesses actually before we ran Pay It Forward and Upphone. I started a business where we built websites using WordPress. WordPress is free software, which is great, but you need to pay a web hosting company to run that software for you and make it available to the rest of the internet. So that's where WP Engine comes in. WP Engine is a top-of-the-line WordPress hosting provider that provides great speed and great security, and most importantly, really great support that a lot of people would have to pay a lot of money for, to the tune of hundreds or thousands of dollars a year. Inevitably, I don't care whether you're using Wix or Weebly or Squarespace or WordPress, you're going to run into a problem at some point that you need help with. And that's where WP Engine comes in. It's a little bit more expensive up front, but you get all these top tier features like great support. Additionally, WP Engine comes with awesome themes, which is the look of WordPress. Themes in WordPress are how the website looks. Plugins in WordPress are things that add functionality. So WP Engine recently purchased a company called StudioPress and offers currently 35 premium WordPress themes that look great. And with WP Engine, with the way we're going to show you how to do this, you can set up a website and make it look professional right from the start. And then we're going to show you, as David said, how to do some basic search engine optimizations that you show up at the top of Google. And let's dive in and get started.
So what do we actually need to get started?
Right. To get started, we need some copy that we're going to put on the website. So we're using Clifton Park Pizza, which is a real business that ranks #1 in Google and for Clifton Park Pizza. And we also need some images that we're going to use in the website. So on the computer, we've just got stuff we want to put on the home page, a basic about page, and a contact page, and then an image folder with a few different images.
That looks delicious.
It is. It's very good pizza. So let's dive into WP Engine. Now there's a link in the description section below and in a card up above.
We'll put a card right there for you with a link to WP Engine.
And you can get a special offer if you use our code. And like every other website creation video on YouTube, we do get a commission if you choose to use our link. We just want to be upfront and honest about that in case other people aren't. Everybody's getting a commission. That's how it works. It helps us out too. So let's click that link and we end up with a WP Engine special offer page because we've worked with them and we have the best offer online. I'm just going to tap Get Started. And we're going to choose the startup plan. Choose Get Started. And we're just going to go for the annual subscription because it's the best value. And we're going to skip the content performance, geo-targeting, global security, and multi-site. And now let's just type in some of this stuff.
Go for it. So once you fill out all the information, just click Create My Site. And it'll say Creating.
Your new site is on the way. Building your site is in progress. It says that they're going to email us when it's ready. A little bit of summary here. Now, these are important URLs to remember. We're going to get an email with the password instructions. We're going to get an email with the WordPress admin instructions. The user portal is WP Engine's built-in place where you could administer your WordPress website. And then the WordPress admin URL is where you're actually going to go in to edit the WordPress website itself. So we'll walk you through the difference between those two things and show you how to set that up. In the meantime, let's go check the email and set the password.
Let's do it.
So we got our WP Engine email. Now we're going to set the password. Moving your site. We're not moving a site, and it is easy if you already have a WordPress site to migrate to WP Engine. Please update your phone number. Welcome to your user portal. We don't need to do that. Let's go to Sites at the top. And here we have a production site, Clifton Park Pizza. Let's tap on that. Now we can enter a domain. We don't want our main website name to be cliftonparkpits.wpengine.com.
That's no good.
Although if you did go here, you would see the very basic starter WordPress website. So the first thing we want to do is actually set up a domain name for this website that isn't the default one. We want a .com because this is a legit business. So we're going to use Google Domains. We highly recommend Google Domains for domain registration because they give you free features like privacy that other web registrars, domain registrars, charge for. So let's go to Google Domains. Just head to domains.google. Tap Manage My Domains in the upper right. You might have to sign in. So let's tap Find the Perfect One. And they're actually called Clifton Park Pizza Shop. So we'll do cliftonparkpizzashop.com. Just tap Enter. Lucky for us.
Wow. Available $12 a year.
$12 a year. It's worth it.
$1 a month.
Yep. Tap the little cart button. Tap Go to Cart. Privacy protection is on. Leave this on. This is the thing that other companies charge for. And then auto renew is on. That means that next year we're going to get charged $12. It's $12 a year for a .com. Tap Checkout and enter your information.
That doesn't work.
Tap Save and Continue. Review the purchase. And tap Buy. Okay, so the registration process takes a second. This is how we're going to set it up. The registration process finished. Let's head back to WP Engine's website, the user portal, and then tap Domains in the left-hand corner. And the first thing we need to set up is this A record, even though CNAME is here first. Let's just take this IP address underneath, head over to Google Domains, scroll all the way to the bottom under the DNS section, and we see A here. You can see this @ sign. We just want to leave that as is for the A record, and also leave this here and just enter that IP address there and tap Add. Okay, so now we've got that A record set up. So the next thing we need to do is set up the CNAME. We're going to tap back over here and copy and paste the CNAME. And we want our website to actually be www.cliftonparkpizzashop.com. That's actually different than just cliftonparkpizzashop.com. The www counts. So www, actually I can do that in lowercase, just 3. Choose CNAME. Ignore this 1H field, 1 hour, and then copy and paste that in, choose Add. So now in Google Domains, we've got this domain set up. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for cliftonparkpizzashop.com, the domain, to get set up. So now that this is set up, we're going to go back to Domains of WP Engine, and we're going to click Add Domain here at the bottom. Enter the new domain name, cliftonparkpizzashop.com, and click Next. Great, your domain has been added to your account, but there's one more step. Your DNS provider also needs to be connected. Return to Domains. So it says pending check. That's what we've done already when we set up Google Domains. Let's give it a try. cliftonparkpizzashop.com, and voila.
Look at that.
We have a nice website with a decent domain name. And we're going to change this to www in WordPress in a little bit. So next step, now that we have our domain set up, is we need to get into the WordPress admin and start setting up our website.
So let's do it.
So now I get an email that says your new environment has been created. We have an environment URL, which is the same essentially now because we bought the domain as cliftonparkpizzashop.com. Then we have a link to log into the WP admin section, which is the WordPress admin section where you can set up your website, a username, which I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to tap this reset WP admin password. So this is the WordPress password. First, we need to enter our username, which is Clifton Park Pizza, and tap Get New Password. Now we can go back to our email, and you'll have another one called Password Reset. To reset your password, visit the following address.
And if you don't see this password in your main inbox, if this email in your main inbox, check the spam folder. Sometimes they'll show up there.
I'm going to tap Reset Password. Now I can tap Login, Clifton Park Pizza, which is our WordPress login. And I'm going to enter that password that I just set and choose Login. All right, so now we've got David Payette blog, which is not the name of our website that we want it to be, but it's a good start. First thing, let's head to Settings. Settings and then General. This is a really good place to start. We're going to change the site title the tagline, and we're going to change the WordPress address and site address to be the domain name that we want it to be. The site title is going to be Clifton Park Pizza Shop. Our tagline, I have a Google Doc that we're going to copy and paste this from. Is this takeout wings, subs, buds, best pizza in Clifton Park. And when we talk about SEO a little bit, this best pizza in Clifton Park thing is something that we wanted to go after in Google. So we want people to type in best pizza in Clifton Park and this to show up. I'll just copy this, paste it in here. Our WordPress address that we're going to start with is www.cliftonparkpizzashop.com. And I'll just copy and paste this into the site address too. We've got our email address. We don't really have to set a time zone, and click Save Changes. Now, if you see this warning where it says this connection is not private, this website may be impersonating this to steal your personal or financial information, don't worry about this. All we need to do is go back to WP Engine and click SSL. Then click Add Certificates. So SSL is what gives websites security. It's the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. Because we haven't set up that SSL Secure Sockets Layer certificate yet, it's thinking that there's some sort of a problem, but there really isn't. This is what happens when you set it up for the first time. So tap Get Free Let's Encrypt Certificates. Check off your domain. Check I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions, and tap Request SSL Certificate. Your SSL certificate is being set up. You have successfully ordered an SSL certificate from WP Engine. You'll receive a confirmation email when your certificate has been installed and configured. We can just return to Portal SSL. Then we can also select these two things, which are securing the WP login and WP admin sections. This means that if somebody else is on a Wi-Fi network and is trying to spy on your computer, like if you're editing your site at Starbucks, it's actually very secure. They won't be able to do that. Let's just tap Save up here in the upper right. Now we're still waiting on this status to change from pending. You can always just refresh the page. And we're all set. Now that the SSL certificates have been set up for the main Clifton Park Pizza Shop domain, we now have to go back and add the www version of the domain. So tap Domains in the upper left-hand corner again, and tap Add Domain. And this time, instead of just cliftonparkpizzashop.com, we're going to type www.cliftonparkpizzashop.com and tap Next. Great, return to domains. Now this has already also been set up in Google Domains, like we did before. Now we're going to head back to SSL and tap Add Certificates again. Get Free Certificates. Choose our second domain. Choose this box, I have read and agree. Tap Request SSL Certificate. Return to the Portal SSL, and it says it's pending. All right, it's all set. Now we can head back to this error page, refresh, and we are good to go. So let's log in now to WordPress. Let's save this password. So now we can see what we've set up before in general, settings general, Clifton Park Pizza Shop, tagline, and I'm going to change this WordPress address now to have the HTTPS version because we want people to end up on the secure version of our website. This is part of SEO. So SEO, search engine optimization, Google has specific things that they like. One of the things that they like is a secure website. And now in Chrome and other browsers, it'll actually have a warning if a website isn't secure. So it used to be that only some websites were secure. Now every website is secure if it wants to be professional. So just tap Save Changes here at the bottom. We'd have to re-log in because we changed the domain name. Don't worry, you don't have to re-log in every time with WordPress. So with WordPress, if you tap this home icon in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, this will toggle you back and forth between the dashboard and the home page. So this is the default WordPress setup. We obviously don't want this to be the way our website looks, but we can change it with WP Engine. And part of the value with WP Engine, as we said in the beginning, is that they bought StudioPress and you can get a $130 theme or a look for the website for free. So next we're going to set up the theme on WP Engine. Now let's go back to the main WP Engine user portal and tap Themes at the top. Here are the StudioPress themes. These Genesis framework must be installed in order to use the themes below. So what we're going to do is download the Genesis framework. We're going to tap this download button. And then we already chose a theme. And which one was it? It was Infinity Pro, right?
Yes.
Right? So download Infinity Pro. And we can drop a link in the description where you can go to StudioPress's website and use demos of all their themes. We did that beforehand.
Yeah, we'll leave that in the description section below.
So now we've downloaded these 2 files. What we need to do now is head back to WordPress and go to Appearance and then Themes. Click on that. Now click Add New at the top and click Upload Theme. And then click Choose File. This is in my Downloads directory. Now, if you see these as folders on your computer because you're using Safari and not as zip files, these need to be zip files. The reason this can happen is that Safari downloads a zip file and then automatically extracts everything in it because it's trying to do you a favor. In this case, we need to make them zip files. So I'm just going to go to Finder. It's a little Mac trick. And then tap Downloads on the left-hand side. Then I'm going to 2-finger click or right-click on the theme and tap Compress Infinity Pro. It's going to make me a zip file. And then 2-finger click or right click on Genesis, compress Genesis. Now we have zip files that we can work with. So back to WordPress, tap Choose File, tap Genesis and tap Choose. We're going to install this. Now we're going to return to the themes page, tap Add New, tap Upload Theme, tap Choose File, tap Infinity Pro, choose that, tap Install Now. It says this theme requires a parent theme. It's currently installed, so the theme has been installed successfully. And let's just tap Activate. And we can actually just take a look at the homepage now, and it's going to look different. Hello World, we can already see that some of the styles have changed, but it's not the way we want it to be quite yet.
So we've got WordPress set up, and now we're going to start adding content to our website. The first thing we're going to do, though, is install 3 plugins that we're going to need as we set up the content. That's Contact Form 7, which is just a basic contact form plugin. There's Yoast SEO, our favorite SEO plugin that we use on every single website, and also Disable Genesis Schema. We're just installing that because there may be some conflicts between the Yoast SEO settings and the Genesis SEO settings. So we just want to nip those in the bud right away. But if you're not using a theme that uses a Genesis framework, you probably don't need the Disable Genesis Schema plugin.
So to install these plugins, we need to go to Plugins, just mouse over that on the left-hand side of the WordPress backend, and click Add New. And first up, Contact Form 7. Install now, and then tap Activate. Then we're going to have to go back to Plugins and say Add New. Let's do the Disable Genesis Schema. All the StudioPress themes are built on Genesis framework. Genesis is the foundation of them. So just tap Install Now for Disable Genesis Schema, tap Activate, and one more to go, Add New. Type in Yoast, which is Y-O-A-S-T, and tap Install Now next to Yoast SEO, and then tap Activate. All right, before we move on, a couple of minor housekeeping things. WordPress comes with a sample page and a sample post.
Yep.
We want to get rid of those because we don't want them to show up in Google.
Of course not.
So tap Post in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, mouse over Hello World, click Trash. It'll go in the trash, and once it's in the trash, it won't show up on the front end of the website. The front end meaning what people see when they visit the website. This admin section would be called the back end in web people terms. Then tap Pages on the left-hand side, mouse over Sample Page, tap Trash. That'll go away. You can leave privacy policy as is, because right now it's a draft, which means that it is also not going to show up in the front end, but we could edit it and create it if we wanted to. Next up, let's create our pages. With the Infinity Pro theme and the other StudioPress themes, in order to get the homepage to look fancy the way it does in the theme demos, we need to use widgets, which we'll show you how to do after the fact, but we still need to create a homepage, kind of like a shell for the homepage where it's going to go. And then we're going to use the regular WordPress page editor to create our about page, contact page, and
menu page.
Menu page, that's it. So first things first, let's make the homepage. Tap Add New in the left-hand side under Pages. We're going to call this Clifton Park Pizza Shop. This top field here is important to pay attention to because this is the page title. It is the most important thing on the page for SEO according to Google, and it's what's going to show up by default down here under Snippet Preview. And this is the Yoast SEO section. We're going to talk about this next. But we want to make this the title of the page. next, come down here and just tap inside this snippet preview box. The reason this says Clifton Park Pizza Shop, Clifton Park Pizza Shop right now is that it's doing the page title, which happens to be Clifton Park Pizza Shop. We want it to be that because it's the home page. And then it says dash the name of the website, which is also Clifton Park Pizza Shop.
That'll work fine though for your contact page and your menu page and your about page. It'll say about us, Clifton Park Pizza Shop, but it doesn't really work on the homepage.
Exactly. So I'm just going to take out everything here in SEO title. Just click in there and Clifton Park Pizza Shop, best wings, subs,
And pizza.
In Clifton Park, New York. Pay attention to this little green bar that goes across the screen as you type. That just lets you know that you've gotten the right length here in the SEO title. And this is just a preview of what it's going to look like in Google.
Yeah, if it's too short, the bar will be orange. If it's too long, the bar will be red. So you want to get it in the green.
In the green. Slug in WordPress is everything that goes after CliftonParkPizzaShop.com. So if our slug was menu, it would be CliftonParkPizzaShop.com/menu. That would be that page's address.
Yep.
In this case, we're just going to ignore the slug because we're going to set this page to be our home page. So we don't want anything in there. Even if WordPress thinks that there's something in there, the way we're going to set it up, it's just going to be the home page, CliftonParkPizzaShop.com and nothing else. Meta description, same deal where as you start to type, the bar will go across the screen at the bottom there. I've already written this. Clifton Park Pizza is the area's best pizza shop, offering wings, subs, and pizza that the entire family will love. Check out our menu today. So back over here to meta description, paste this in. We're in the green, which is good.
Perfect.
So now we've got our homepage shell. I'm just going to tap publish and publish. Okay, next page.
Let's do the contact page. But before we can set up the contact page, we do need to create the contact form that will go on the contact page.
Right, so if you just click on contact here, you can add a new one, but just click on it. And by default, contact form 7 comes with contact form 1.
Yep.
Good enough.
It's a pretty basic contact form, just name,
email subject,
address.
and message.
Yep, that's all you need.
Yep. So just mouse over this shortcode here, highlight it, and Command C or Control C on PC to copy that. And shortcodes in WordPress are ways to take little blocks of code or little blocks of functionality, like in this case, a contact form, and then you can put this shortcode anywhere, and then the contact form shows up there. So now we have that. We're going to go to Pages and go to Add New. We'll call this Contact Us. The first thing we would always do is just click down in here and start writing. And I'm going to just paste in this shortcode right off the bat. So Command V for paste on Mac, Control V on PC. So now I've pasted in the contact form shortcode. Let's add a little bit of text to this page. We'd love to hear from you. Feel free to drop us a line. But we'd really like to have this text appear before the contact form itself. So just mouse over it and tap this up arrow and voila.
There you go.
Once again, the Yoast SEO box. As we said, it's the page title and then the site title, contact us. This says it's short, but that's actually okay.
It's okay for this page.
Yep. And then we could say like, feel free to drop us a line. We love to
Perfect.
Okay, we're gonna say publish and publish.
Let's take a view of that and just see how the contact form looks.
Good idea. All right, I'm gonna hit view page over here.
Nice.
I'd love to hear from you. If you could drop us a line, people can type in here, hit the send button. Looks good. Let's head back to the WordPress backend, in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Pages, new page.
Let's do the menu page next.
Menu. And let's add a little bit of text first.
This is the most recent Clifton Park Pizza Shop menu.
Enjoy. Okay, I'm just gonna hit the enter key. Now I have 4 images on my computer that are of this menu. And here they are, 1, 2, 3, 4, got our appetizers. I'm just gonna drag them in one at a time. So this is our first one. Scroll down. Here's number 2, number 3, and number 4.
There it is.
There we go. Cool. So we can scroll up and let's just say publish here. We're gonna publish this and view the page. Now, I like the way this looks, but let's say I wanted to center these images because they're kind of off on the left there. I can just go back to edit page here at the top, click on the image, click the center button, and just do this for the images.
Great.
Center, center, and center, update.
Yeah. And the last thing we'll want to do here as well is set up the Yoast SEO box.
Oh, you're right. Let's go down here to the bottom and say menu. Good enough for now.
That's good.
All right. Let's tap update. All right. Now we need one more page, right?
Last page is the About Us page.
All right. So I'm going to hit add new over here on pages. I'm just going to say about us.
And we have this content written out already. So we'll go to the Google Doc and copy and paste that right in.
Right.
Beautiful.
Perfect. All right. So about us, we'll just do another meta description.
So a lot of the time when you create a page on WordPress, that slug will just be automatically generated based on the title of the page. And I think if you hit publish page, that would actually happen right now too.
Exactly, yeah.
But if you want, for this page, we could do About Us, see it to happen automatically there. And if you wanted it to be something different, you could just add a dash.
And we could just make it about. We can change it to about if we wanted it to be cliftonparkpizzashop.com/about. But we do need to change one thing before that will work.
Yep.
So we need to go to settings, and then to permalinks. Permalinks have to do with everything after that last / cliftonparkpizza.com/, and then that's called the permalink or the slug, sort of interchangeable. And then we're just going to change it to post name.
Right. When you do it with plain, that P equals 123, I believe that's the post ID or the page ID.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's not good for SEO. You want to get that keyword into the permalink or slug.
Right. So we'll do post name. Click Save Changes down here at the bottom, and we are all set. Yoast is complaining that if you change this at the wrong time, it can have big problems for SEO. We want to make sure we set it up right to start with, so you don't end up in a bad situation. So let's tap back to pages, and now if I go to, for instance, About Us page, I can just mouse over this, tap View, and if we look at the address, it is cliftonparkpizzashop.com/about.
Well done.
Looking good. Next, let's set up the home page. We're going to go to Customize here at the top, or you can go back to the WordPress
dashboard and go to Appearance,
then
Customize. Either way works. Same thing.
So you can ignore this. The first thing to do is go to Homepage Settings. And your homepage displays, I want you to choose a static page, and then Homepage, click where it says here and select, and choose Clifton Park Pizza Shop. Then tap Publish at the top. So now we've saved. Right now, this was the starter page that we created. Now we're going to tap the back button and go to Widgets. And here we have 7 spaces where we can add info for the homepage. So front page 1, let's add a widget. Let's scroll down to text. And as soon as we do this, we get a transformation that happens.
Yes.
So the title is going to be Clifton Park Pizza Shop. It's going to show up here in the middle. And our text is going to be serving the area's best pizza, wings, and subs since 1965.
Been in business for a long time.
And we're going to be able to change this background image in just a minute.
Yep.
Looking good so far. Next, let's tap back, and we're going to go to the front page 2 section, which is going to create another section. We're going to choose add a widget. Come on down to text, tap text, and we've got a few different sections we're going to do. So let's start with the what's the best pizza in Clifton Park, New York section. So this will be our title. I'm just going to drag this over here. And this will be our text for this little section. We could say, call us now to order a delicious pizza or take a look at a menu. Boom.
And here's where you'd want to, I think our plan is going to be take a look at the menu, turn that into a link, and then send them right to the menu page.
Yep, so just highlight that over here. This is the little link button. And you can either paste in the whole URL or just start typing. Menu, finds the menu page, and then hit the apply button.
Beautiful.
Now, a little trick to how to do these call us now buttons. We want to make this a link too, but we want people to be able to make a phone call when they click on it.
Yep.
So what you do is you make a link and then you type TEL : and then you type in the phone number.
Okay.
So I'll just say 1-518-555-5555.
And this is great for businesses too, because a lot of people are on mobile devices these days. So they just tap that, the pop-up here says, do you want to call this number? Hit call.
All set.
Place your order, yeah.
Yep. all good to go. So now if we scroll down over here, we can see we are making some progress. Take a look at the menu. Definitely. Next, let's tap back in the upper left-hand corner next to front page 2 and come down here to front page 3. Tap add a widget and all the way down here to text again. Clifton Park Pizza hours.
That'll be our title.
And come down here, open 7 days a week, Monday to Wednesday, Thursday. I can just add a little space in there.
Yeah, and we will be able to change that image as well later on.
Next up,
go back to front page 4.
Front page 4, right? Exactly. Add a widget. You're getting the hang of this by now, I bet. Text, phone number.
Pattern's pretty clear here. Each section, give it a title, fill in the text.
You can make these phone numbers links, but you don't have to, because on mobile devices, when they see phone numbers, it'll know that it's a link that can be tapped on. The reason we needed to make this a link is because call us now is not a phone number.
Right.
Tap back, and front page 5 is the last one we're going to use. Add a widget, text, and address. Boom.
Beautiful.
All right, let's tap publish here just to save our work so far. So we've got a nice looking homepage. I'm going to tap back in the upper left, back in the upper left again.
It is a nice looking homepage, but those computer images and those work images don't really go with the pizza vibe of this website.
They don't scream pizza. No, they don't. So what we want to do is go to front page background images, and we can either remove or we can change the images. So first, let's get them out of there. And you'll notice that we definitely need an image at the top here.
Yep.
So let's click select image, and I can just drag in this big image of pizza that I took of their pizza. Click choose image. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I dragged in my image, but the font isn't really showing up all that well against that background. So what I want to do is edit this image and make it a little bit darker. I'm just going to do that on my Mac quick by opening up this image in preview. I'll go to tools and then adjust color. And then I'm going to take this exposure slider and just bump it down here. So it still looks like pizza, but it's just darker. Then I'm going to Command S to save, and I can quit. Let's say change image here in WordPress and drag in our new image of pizza. You'll notice that the other one is still accessible there. Click choose image, and
much better.
Serving the area's best pizza, wings, and subs since 1965, no problem. So we've got our first image in there. Now let's add a couple more images. Behind the Clifton Park Pizza Hours section, we had another image that I had taken of their pizza, and then I made a darker version of that. That way it'll show up a little bit better in the background, so I can just tap select image and drag in this darker version, which I already did. Click choose image.
Great.
Cool. And then we have one more where we need a background if you want it. And that's featured section 5. Let's just use the same one as before.
Sure.
You might want to use a different image for each one of these.
Yep.
Clifton Park Pizza. Looking pretty good.
Nice.
All right, let's tap publish in the upper left-hand corner of the screen and tap the X button to get out of the customizer section. Next up, let's set up the menu for the website because that's important. People have to be able to get to places. So it's pretty easy. Just go to Appearance and then Menus. We need to first create a menu, which we're just going to call Main Menu. Create the menu. And we're going to add all of our pages to the menu and put them in order. So this is our home page. We want this to be first. But in the menu bar, we don't want it to be called Clifton Park Pizza Shop. We actually want it to be called Home, just in the menu. And then we have About Us, we've got our menu, and we've got our Contact Us page.
Yep.
Does that look okay?
Looks great to me.
Let's click Save Menu. And then you also might need to choose Display Location. We want this to appear in the header of the website.
Yep.
And let's stick it in the footer too. So now we're gonna have it in both places. That way people can navigate at the top of the page or the bottom of the page. Just tap Visit Site, and we've got Home, About Us, Menu, and Contact Us. And it's gonna also be the same at the bottom. So people can now go to our About page and read about us. You can go to our menu, and they can look at the menu. and then contact us. Let's add one more thing to the menu. Let's add a call us now button. The same way that we did before with the tell link. So what we want to do is go to appearance and then back to menus. Our main menu is still selected. In this case, we want to do custom links. The URL is actually just going to be tell:518.515.555. And the link text is going to be call now to order. How about call to order now?
That all are good options.
Let's add this to the menu. We'll put it right at the end. Well, let's put it second because it's kind of an important thing to do. So the whole point of the website is to get phone calls so that they order the pizza. Tap back, home, call to order now. And even if we're on a Mac, as you can see, FaceTime is going to open up and it's going to ask if I want to make a phone call using my Mac. But that's how we know it's actually going to work.
Right, it works. It's great.
About us, menu, contact us. And we've done this SEO optimization along the way, so the website's going to work great in Google. And speaking of Google, there's one last thing we need to do in order to be sure that our website can be found by Google and other search engines. So let's head up here to the WordPress dashboard again and come down to settings and then click on reading. Then come down here to search engine visibility and uncheck the box next to discourage search engines from indexing this site. This just is signaling to Google and other search engines that we're ready to go. We have a website that we want to be listed, and then click Save Changes. There's one last thing we want to do, and it's a bit of housekeeping. It has to do with this footer down here. So by default, there's no way for us to edit this directly. So we're going to install another plugin, head back to the WordPress dashboard, then down to plugins, tap Add New. It's called Genesis Simple Hooks. Tap Install Now, and then tap Activate. All right, so now under the Genesis menu, we see Simple Hooks. Scroll all the way to the very bottom. You'll see this Genesis footer hook section. It's the second from the bottom. Choose the Unhook Genesis Do Footer function from this hook. Just check that box and click Save Changes at the bottom. Now when you head back to the Clifton Park Pizza Shop page, no more footer down there.
And it's important that we get rid of those links for one reason, and that it is terrible for SEO to have somebody else's website links on every single page of your website. It's great for them, bad for you, because you're backlinking to them and kind of giving them your SEO juice, as they call it, and you don't want to do that.
Right. So now we've created our website for Clifton Park Pizza Shop. We started with nothing.
Yep.
We got web hosting. We've got a domain name. We've got a contact form. We set up a menu and about page. We did SEO. And even just a little bit of SEO that we did and we talked about with Yoast is more than enough to get started.
Yes.
And Google will find your site. It's going to work out well.
Yeah, it's great.
And let me just show you what can happen. If I type in Clifton Park Pizza, because I've actually made this website, #1 in Google for Clifton Park Pizza.
Yep.
We can see the menu, we can see the contact, we can see the about us, and I made a directions page too. And this is what you get if you do it well. You can actually outrank other websites that are much bigger. So I also mentioned that we were trying to go after the best pizza in Clifton Park. So best pizza in Clifton Park. And these are not weighted results, but you can see that sure, there's TripAdvisor, there's Yelp, and there's cliftonpark.com, all of which are big websites.
Yep.
But then the first one that shows up as that's actually a restaurant is Clifton Park Pizza.
Yep.
Even though all these other ones like Venezia and Caputo's and Brickhouse have been there for longer and had websites for longer. It's all because we set it up correctly.
Absolutely. And I mean, you could send someone to that website right now, the one that we just made, and they can check the menu, make a phone call, make an order right now, right this second. So you got your business card, put your website on there, here you go.
Yeah, and you're done.
You're done.
Yeah,
and then you're starting to drive sales.
Right. CliftonParkPizza.com gets about 160 phone calls a month. And if you do the math, it's like $6,000 a month just because they have a website.
Yeah, it's really, and cost of the domain and
$12 a year
and the hosting is
a couple $100 a year.
Less than $6,000 a month.
Right, exactly. Thank God.
So thank you guys for watching this video. This has been our how to create a WordPress website step-by-step guide with SEO. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think. If you have any more questions about setting up a website, well, we're happy to talk to you. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We mostly do cell phone plan stuff, but we've made a great living building websites, and it's a lot of fun.
It's what we do.
It's what we do.
Yep.
And we're happy to pass that knowledge on to you. Once again, thank you guys for watching.